be on some superfoods. And we hear a lot about superfoods and how they are phenomenal and great, and we tend to jump to the superfoods like spirulina and so many of these other foods that we don't commonly eat, quinoa or quinoa, and I mean some of these foods that we don't eat a lot. I'm going to tell you guys that we have superfoods that we have at our grocery store that we need to start eating and looking at more often. And so I'm going to go through a quick list of my superfoods that are extremely valuable to your balanced diet. If you want to be healthy, you want to live longer, these are my superfoods. I wrote a list of them down, so I'll kind of be reading them off. Tomatoes. Tomatoes are very great for antioxidants. They got their beta carotenes, vitamin A. Some reports say they will help with anti-inflammatory response, but I think it's mainly due to antioxidants as well. So tomatoes is one of the superfoods. These are not in order now. None of these are ranked above another one. They all are useful together. Broccoli is extremely high in fiber. You have all of your phytoestrogens and your anti-estrogenic effects. And so broccoli is a huge thing. I buy it frozen. So much easier to throw it in with my containers and warm it up, and then boom, it's ready to go. Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes is another one that is extremely high in calcium. Your vitamin A, your beta carotene, those tend to be all great foods. So your sweet potatoes are a huge one, especially for calcium. Your red bell peppers. People maybe don't know this, but red bell peppers actually have 2 times more vitamin C than an orange does. And so your red bell peppers are extremely high on my list on things I try to get at the grocery store often. Your spinach, everybody knows spinach. I get tired of spinach, but I go back to it, back and forth. But it's extremely dense. All of the minerals and vitamins that are needed for cofactors in your body. It is so dense of a food that it's basically like eating straight fiber and vitamins and minerals. I mean, there is almost so little calories in it, but it's so good for you. So spinach, also it's really high in potassium. For those who are trying, to maybe even go on a calorie deficit, for you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to just eat that banana because there's quite a bit of calories in that banana. Boom, you got your spinach. It gives you your potassium. Pumpkins. Pumpkins do not need to be ate year round, or pumpkins do need to be eaten year round. It's not something that should just be eaten in the fall. Pumpkins are so good for the vitamin A, your vitamin C, your fiber, your beta carotenes, all of those same kind of categories that go along with your sweet potatoes. However, your vitamin C is higher, your fiber is higher. So there's a lot of other things that we kind of neglect to actually eat. Just because it's a holiday thing, it seems. So one of the other ones I have on my list is dark chocolate. This is good and bad. Some of you who have huge chocolate cravings may not want to try the dark chocolate because it will send you into a splurge if you're trying to diet or something. My girl probably could manage some, could not manage some. It really depends. Some days she could have it and then would want more. Some days she wouldn't and she'd be fine. So it really depends on your character. I'm not big of a chocolate person anyway, so I have a hard time just eating the chocolate to begin with. But anything that's 75% cocoa or above is considered good chocolate for you. It has tons of antioxidants. Research has been shown that it has cardiovascular improvements. Many other things with dark chocolate. I believe it's pretty high in iron too. So anybody who has anemia, especially females, iron is extremely important. Basically anything that is a fish source, tuna especially, but all fish sources, your vitamin A's or your omega-3s are extremely important. Vitamin A or omega-3, 6, and 9 especially, but 3s really help with decreased belly fat. It's one of those few researched areas that actually has shown some signs of reduction in belly fat. Now, that's minimal. You still have to be in a calorie deficit. You still have to do many other things, And you can't just eat tuna and think that you're going to lose your belly fat. That's not going to happen. But there is some benefit to it in that area. It also decreases your insulin sensitivity, and so there's many things that omegas are good for, extremely good for. And so lastly, magnesium. Magnesium is hard to categorize by one food source. It is pretty hard to come by unless you're eating a balanced meal or a balanced meal throughout the day. Magnesium is extremely important. There's been links to headaches, migraines, osteoporosis, your muscle synthesis, ADP production, which helps with your ATP and your energy levels. So magnesium is crucial. It goes along with calcium as well. But you get magnesium from your good old spits. I think 1 cup of the sunflowers, actually that's sunflowers after they've been cracked and opened, is like 100% or 117 some percent of your daily energy or daily value or whatever. But those are kind of arbitrary numbers. But if you're a baseball player, you may be already getting enough of your spits. I go through so many bags of those, it's unreal. But beans, legumes, nuts, spinach also is pretty high, like I said, in all your vitamins, minerals. So if you can get beans, legumes, and nuts, and spinach, most of your leafy greens, you got your magnesium covered. So there you go. Magnesium is extremely important. Do not forget some way to get your magnesium. So there are my superfood tips, and those are your regular superfoods at your grocery store that everyone can go and get. So there you go. Comment, complain, like, and subscribe.